Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, men of the cave. Yeah, man. Blessed love to everybody. I pray that you all had a good day in church today. Had a good getting together and fellowshipping with one another. We do these things because iron do sharpen iron. And from time to time, we know we can't do it by ourselves. So we come together as the people of God to make that connection, yes, and of course encourage each other. So welcome to another Mancave. I want to bless you in the mighty name of Jesus. Everybody on the podcast might not be Christian, but that's our foundation, that's our root, that is our anchor, yes, and we are not about to stray too far from that. As a matter of fact, we want to stay right just there because we have found that the Word of God provides us with a number of opportunities and a number of things that we find to be helpful in our lives. And so we want to just, catch our foot right there, so we can basically work through what we're about to work through now. I'm looking for my little stand and I can't find my stand, but that's the way it is sometimes. These things do happen. Last week we spoke about some of the things that we need to do in order to have and lead peaceable lives. You understand me? So we were very meticulous in how men ought to operate within the sphere of his family and his house. And some of the things that are very important for the continuation of our peaceful and satisfying coexistence with our partner, our wives, our spouse. So that is primarily what we did last week. We were not on because of other expenses, but we did to try and do shortened versions, and we will have uploaded them, or we're still about to upload them. But it's content, so it's something that you will see sooner rather than later, and it's important. It's important. One of us, blessed with tech team, always ready, always here, always prepared to do what needs to be done. A number of things happening in a number of churches last week. Also, there was an event, yes, and so our tech people were there, and we just want to thank God for that. They were part of the process, and as we continue to serve the Lord, we will find that we are going to be part of our WOPA processes, yes, because that's just the way it is. God has been good to us and has been using us in various ways for us to spread the gospel and do a number of things. And so that's part of the challenge where we are at right now, but we are doing it because the Lord has called us to do it. It's not an imposition. We do these things. This is what we do. We are children of the Most High God, and we're called to do this, and so that's why we're doing this. Yeah, I like you like that music, that background music, yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. That's groove music, you know what I mean? At the end of March there, we also had a very important event, it was the St. Catherine Youth Explosion, 10,000 men and family movement, and we had sent it out, so we were hoping that a number of you would have been able to at least, participate in that. It's always good, youth reaching youth, you know what I mean? Youth for Christ was there, and this is gathering of the St. Catherine, Minister Fraterna. Those are a number of persons there. Very important. Very, very, very important event. And so we want to, when we put out these things, we want you to go. We want you to participate. It's important. Men, we must start to participate. We must. It is neither if nor but. We must start to participate in the activities. Yes, we have to be counted, and we have to, of course, let the world know that we know who we are and what we're about. And what we're about is the movement of men in the right direction. Kingdom. We want you to think kingdom. We want you to think we're part of the kingdom. We want you to think my purpose in the kingdom, my place in the kingdom. Yes, and how impactful I can be within the kingdom of God. That's what we want for you. So we want strong men, strong family, strong people, strong, yeah, man. We just want that strong unit going forward. It's important. It's important. Let me jump on my trusty. Well, it's not a teleprompter really. It's just my medical phone prompter. Yeah, and we're gonna tell you, we're gonna share with you some things that are coming up. We're actually trying to work out some dates for you. Yes, bless up. Yeah, man, we're gonna have some dates for you so you can work it through. And they're fun things, they're serious things, but they're also fun things. Because we understand fully what needs to take place. Good afternoon, Sir B, Sir Brown, my brother in Christ. Yeah, man, faithful servant of the Most High God. Just want to thank God for you, my good sir. Yeah, man, a number of the brethren are around online. I think this might be streaming on YouTube or something to that effect. So we're looking forward to working through that. Yeah. So we're working it. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's important. Now some activities coming up. We had envision what we call a walk it off. Like when we get out of the color, we get mad with us, we kind of walk away from a situation. So we want to have a walk it off for the men of the Mancave and whosoever is on the Mancave. But we might have a few wives on the Mancave too, no problem. And so we were looking at the location to have that kind of engagement. I've not yet spoken to my bishop, but or men's fellowship, I would have put it to them, and so they are now contemplating like the time, what's the date and thing when we can do this, what would be the best time, and so we're looking forward to that, and that will happen very soon. So we're having a walk it off, and we'll be having it in various locations. We want to start it right there because there are a number of men at that spot, and it's kind of central to some of us. So we'll be walking from Evangel Temple down to Fort Clarence, prayer, and just like a reason, and then we'll come back, pray again, and then we disperse. Talking about some issues. It's really a time for us to share some of our own challenges so we can have the conversation together. Just sitting on the beach, and it's all a reason. I mean, if we want to take a dip, we'll take a dip too. Some persons might want to include their spouse. We have a challenge with that. We believe it's good when women hear men talk, and so they can know the heart of the people that they have chosen as partners. So that's important too. And so we are looking forward to that, and we are looking forward to pressing on where those things are concerned. It's important, yeah. So we'll just drive down to the church park and walk from the church down to Fort Clarence, and then we spend a little time down there, and then we come back up, yeah. And then we disperse. Hopefully we'll be able to pray for each other, pray of each other, whatever is necessary will be done for the brethren at that time or for the family at that time. It's important. We're building kingdom. So we are cutting across denominational boundaries. Some people, yeah, we are taking down boundaries. Yes, yeah, man. The only thing we want to see is Jesus. That's the only thing we want to see. We want to see Jesus. That's the most important thing for us. And so yes, that's what um, we're going to be working through those parts and working through those things. So those are some of the issues that we're going to be doing. So walk it off coming up soon. We're looking about the next month or so. And that will be the first. The second one, hopefully, will be at Emancipation Park. So we're going to make some arrangement to be there. So we can do a couple of laps again. We'll go through the process. If there's any specific topic that we would love to deal with, then we just, deal with those things right there and then. Very, very important. And so we're asking the men to support. There'll be some merch because we want to see those who are following us. So we're trying to work out some merch. And so we'll have a look at what t-shirt and so it's not anything to send you to break the bank, or to break your piggy bank. Just you just have our taps, which is good. So we can identify each other and we can know fully that we are who we are, and of course identify our purpose. I'm going to ask you just for one minute. Let me just make a minute. So yes, and I'm right back. We're doing some duties in the kitchen, so we have to make sure everything's everything. No burnt offering today. When men cook, we're not supposed to be having burnt offering, so we're working out the process. All right. Yeah, so just doing the thing proper. Um, there are a number of things that we're doing. Some of it can be outside of this, this kind of forum, but it's important. So outside of the walk it off, we'll also be having we're going to be doing one from the kitchen. Yes. So we're going to look at a menu and we're going to basically chef up the thing within the hour that we are here. You know what I mean? Something nice. Men can do this with them wife. So we tell about the ingredients and you just know that day you're going to cook. Yeah? Wife, you don't cook. Wife don't cook. We're going to do some wonderful dishes. Your wives will be happy. Believe me. They're not happy. So we're going to do a podcast from the kitchen. And you know what's beautiful? Like a friend of mine who he has coconut kitchen. He's in Japan, but he's a Jamaican in Japan, married to a Japanese girl, and they do together. They were here for a long period of time, and when they went back, they started coconut kitchen. They are now on. They are now, yeah. They took a season off, but they are now back on, and they're doing so very well. And this was wonderful. And I said, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. Myself, I've been featured on the Coconut Kitchen, yes. Um, Doing a we're jerking pork and stuff like that. Real, the real technique, you know what I mean? So of course we dig the pit, we set it up nice, put on the barbecue, we get the pepper elder and of course our pimento wood and our pimento leaves and so on, wrap up the pork, season up good, blend up pepper, pimento berries and all these things, and yeah, perfect, down to perfection, so the way I try to work for us that. So that was wonderful. So we're having yeah, one of these broadcasts from the kitchen, and all our men. We invite all the men to participate in that because we're teaching them some things. Can surprise the ladies sometime. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So we're going shopping. We're gonna show you. We're going shopping. We're going shopping with stuff. And we're gonna tell you for buy. And you just know, say If we do it according to how it needs to be done, give ourselves the time and just remain focused. Listen, that we great. And so we have that coming up as well. We're not just about griping or complaining or just looking at some serious issues. We look at some good issues. So food is always a serious issue. Yeah, man, food is very important. we're very serious about food, and so yeah, we want to do that, and we're going to work it through and so on. So look up for those exciting things. You know what I mean? Our merch, we will soon show you how to access the merch. If you so desire. If you're coming to walk it off and we announce a date, then we'd have merch there. So just take your money and just collect a shirt, and we'll move it from there. The Mancave have to move on, and the Mancaves we want to be great. Not just some men, but for families. People at times don't understand what's happening. The airwaves have been taken over by persons whose values might be questionable. We are a Christian outfit, yes. We not leaving Jesus not 1 inch. And so when we have this kind of conversation, it is not a one-side. We don't want a one-side conversation. We want men to understand what is required, what is necessary, what is that they should do. And there's no manual really, but out of the experience, yes, out of the experience of the millions that have gone before us, we must have learned something. It might not apply to us right away, it might apply to us later on, but there's some general principles that we can apply to ourselves and which we want to apply in order to make it work for us. Yes? And so that is very important. That's very important for us. Of course, we are on YouTube. YouTube, yes. Mancave podcast. Do Good By Me. Yes, Do Good By Me. S2E EP7. And so, just log on YouTube and listen to, of course, the broadcast and send in your question. If you have questions, we can send in those questions via your WhatsApp. Just WhatsApp the Mancave group, and of course you can do either a voice or a text, and it will upload it so we can see it and we can respond to it. So it's important. We want to also share your views about the chat. If you think that we need more content, if you think that we need a deeper level of content with expertise coming in, we want to know so that we can basically improve as we go along. There are a number of things that we have to do and we have done. It takes time. The research takes time. But if we hear your voice, if we hear what you desire, then we will be more encouraged, yes, to push harder, to employ even more persons, put more persons on it. So the team will grow. And of course, they will have what they need to make it work, to back up the research and stuff. So that is part of the thing that we're looking forward to. And again, you know what I mean? And again, that's all the thing is. That's all the thing is. All right, we're still kind of waiting on the background music to fade. It's a nice rhythm. I kind of like it, but it kind of distracts from the thing. So we're working through that part. Now, having a reason recently with my brother, we were saying that we need to deal with some matters. And one such matter was the issue of relationship. We've been talking about relationship in general, so we've been talking about how to treat your woman, the things that you need to know. If you're going to get married, you're going to have a relationship, you need to know what are the important things to a woman. Even so, she must also know what are the important things to you. We need to also understand that whereas we are all different, in general, there are some general things that will happen. So, for example, if you're in a relationship and you are disrespectful to your husband or your boyfriend, yes, and I don't want to use common law, I would not necessarily want to, but if you are disrespectful continuously to that person, what you will find is that you will have built a wall, a boundary, a fence. And when men feel disrespectful to that particular point in time, what is they find happening is that they withdraw. They find other interests or they just withdraw. And so the communication is locked off. Yeah, it's easier for them to spend some time with them phone and them friends playing domino till midnight before coming. Those are general things that happen to men. And so as we share those things, we are expecting even the men who themselves sometimes don't understand what's happening to them to understand that if that's the case, then we need to have a conversation with our partner. If that's the case, then we need to have a serious discussion about the things that impact me psychologically. Yes. And so we can amicably fix it. In recent times, we have been hearing about spouse killing spouse. You understand me? Man killing wife and committing suicide and all these things. No, that is symptomatic. Like no people say man wicked. No, it is symptomatic of something that's happening in the society. And so we believe that we have an idea of what's happening in society. So what's it that we need to require? We know require for an intervention. We know require intervention. There's some things that must happen for us to change that paradigm. That outcome can be changed, but it means that an intervention has to happen earlier, yes, to facilitate that kind of impact. Some men also think, say, when we remain silent and back up everything inside of it, you should not be a strong man or serious. That's foolishness. You're not strong, you're not serious. You understand me? When you have pressure building inside, you need outlet. You need somebody you can talk to. You need somebody who can instruct you and give you some competencies and some skills that can allow you to basically overcome some of those issues. That's what it's all about. It's not just about me and no. If we are together, it means that two become one flesh. That's what the scripture says. It said, and the two shall become one flesh. When you marry your wife, yes, you marry the woman that you love, she become your wife, the two become one flesh. Yes, if you short circuit that particular process, then you are one flesh already because you're already been having intimate relation, sex, yeah, because that's the truth. So you have become one flesh already. Yes, and it's not just flesh, but there's also spirit. Yes, so you are not up with that person, and even if you leave, a little bit of that person is left with you as well as you with them. So some of the issues that we want to address is really how do we move forward in relationship? How do we ensure that we have a healthy and sustainable relationship? How do we ensure that we don't become two warring factions? How do we navigate the big wide world with no manual at all and establishing and achieving a relationship that is recognized by heaven and enviable among other persons who don't have this kind of relationship? Those are the things that we need to think about. And as men, it's not that the woman must know. Both of us need to think about it. But I read some recently, and I thought it was funny, but it's really not funny because there's persons who have been putting forward this narrative that needs to be rebuffed. There's a woman recently who says she is single and she's looking for a partner. She put it out there, which in and of itself is a little challenging. But the people might say it's a new times, a new season, new culture, whatever. I just think it's a little bit, yeah. I don't think very highly of that kind of strategy. But let me continue. And so she was saying that, listen, right now she spent about $70,000 or more on her body for the month, and that include manicure, pedicure, hair, facial, massage, whatever is to be done. Yes, the gym. Yeah, she spent that on herself every single month. And so she was suggesting that the person who would then put himself forward as a potential candidate for that kind of relationship must be able to do better than that, to do better than 70,000. And we're not talking about money for clothes and house and food. No, we're just talking about what she spends on herself, her facial, her hair, the type of hair she wear, and they don't wear hair long these days, So if you put in some Brazilian, it might be in there for 2 weeks, and you don't reuse hair. Enough people don't reuse hair. So if you take out that, you mean that the next time you wear Brazilian, you buy a new batch set of Brazilian hair to put in, that kind of thing. But she was adamant that if you're going to love her, if you want her, then you have to be able to spend that money. Another one actually says, that, before a man can come and ask her to be her partner with her boyfriend or with a view to getting married, she says that he must have 100 million in the bank. Another one says the man must be earning over 100, I think it's US, over 100,000. I'm not sure it's a month, but 100,000 something. And there was a caveat on it, you know. And so they're making all these demands. And some of us men have gotten caught up in this foolishness. Yes. Because it's what it is. It's foolishness. You know what I mean? I laugh every time I see that. I said, whoa, this is not a relationship. This is a different kind of relationship. You understand me? But people are not commodities, and men are not ATM. And you have a whole lot of women out there now talking about, you have to know how to treat me. Listen, you're not working. Some of you unemployed. Some of you don't like call center. So you have to know how to treat you. You have to know how to treat you, yes. But you behave as if the relationship is you are the catch. Like I go fishing. I'm gonna catch a 2 pound snapper. Nice red tail snapper, red snapper. You understand what I say? It's as if, yeah, so the benefit is to me alone and not to both of us. When we're in a relationship, it's about two. It's about two. Two becoming one. It's not about one. It's about two becoming one. And it means that everybody bring to the table what they need to bring to the table. And you can't tell me that you bring yourself to the table because you have a vagina or your shape with your logo. That don't make no sense. When you bring, what do you bring to the table? Well, for a man like me, it must be when your head. It's not just your body, it's when your head. You understand me? Because we want someone who we can build with. We want somebody who we can build with, not just sexual gratifying activity. No, but somebody can build with, somebody can sit on and plan with, somebody who can advise you, somebody who can guide you, somebody who can keep you on the street and narrow. You understand what I say? Yeah, that's how it is. It's not just about you, it's not about how you look, it's not about your shape. You understand me? And some people spend a whole lot of money for themselves because we hear that them doing bodybuilding now, is that exercise, the BBL thing. And the weirdest part is there's a level of people say that they're the catch because they would have done up their bodies, done up their boobs and their buttons. You know what that reveal in a very dark way is that they are not satisfied with themselves. They think that they are now becoming the standard, the beauty standard. That's not what it means. It means that you're not satisfied with yourself. You're not satisfied with what God gave you. I'm not saying anything wrong with you go getting fit. You can go get fit. And if you do the right exercise, your butt will lift. If you do the right exercise, your breast will also lift. And if you eat the right food, you will full out. And listen, you will not look like a tree any longer. But it does not take a whole bank for that to happen. If you love yourself and you want to exercise and you want to do these things, fine. It is important. Physical exercise have some value and some merit. But a $200,000 or a $300,000 or $400,000 or $500,000 operation to put fat from other part of your body and your posteriors, it don't make no sense. To cut your thing and lift the breast don't make no sense. To relocate nipples don't make any sense. You understand me? It means that you are not satisfied with yourself. And I never come here to talk about that, but it just came down to that. Yeah, so I want us to understand and fully, yes, and appreciate what we're trying to say, that there's just so much more to life. And because there's so much more to life, we need to live life to the fullest. When we come to the table, it's not just what you bring to the table, it's what both of us bring to the table. It's as if it must be that the mask that we have on, that we wear, that we want other people to see, which is the best of us. Yes, because when you meet a woman, or you meet a man, or a woman meet a man, they are not seeing, very rarely you see the real person. Very rare. Oftentimes what you do is you see a mask. because this is what I want the person to see, the very best of me. How me look when my arms look perfect, when my eyebrow wingtip and all them things, and my eyelash long go so. You understand me? That's a case of another discussion. Because some women need to know that it's a long old eyelash don't look good. It don't look good. Your eye them look like you want to sleep, and some people look good with sleepy and dreamy eyes. You don't need eyelash to have sleepy and dreamy eyes. So we need to understand that fully. So we come to the table and say, this is all that. No, that is false advertising, because when we strip you down, you don't look like that. So what we need to do is to be honest. We need honest relationships. We need to be honest with ourselves. We need to be honest and open. We need to be able to tell people what we like and what we don't like. How am I? What is it that I desire? We need to be able to talk about those things. We need to be able to talk about the thing. Because a man is 6 foot and 285 and 185 pounds with a six-pack and some big biceps and triceps, don't make him into the perfect man. Because when you go down to him yard, you might see a whip, you might see a chain, you might see 2 handcuffs and all these paraphernalias that you don't know what to use them and do. Now, if a man like me, go anybody yard and I see them thing, you know me, I ask a question. Are you police? Yeah, when we go here, we see whip, we see handcuff, we see anything. No, sir. Are you a police? Or you're doing something like that, strap, an iron bangle? What you doing with those things? Me, you're mad. No, we like for free. So me don't want nobody put on me. But I'm a different kind of person. But the fact of the matter is you should be able to be open and honest. Honesty in relationship is what is missing many times right now. You know, we live on our minds. You have to have 100 million before you can come ask me my hand in marriage. That the girl say and I say, yo, what man 100 million? Girl, listen. And some girl when I live nowhere want you have to drive the latest model car and you have to can carry go everywhere. You know, every new restaurant, she don't want to cook, she don't cook, she don't overcook. She wants a mansion uptown, and yet still she not bring them to the table. Yet still, all she brings is her body because she figures she might be good at sex. No, that's not it. And so we need to start to have that deep, honest conversation. We need to start to have deep, honest conversation. Yeah, man. We need to have it. It is important. If we don't have it, what we have is false relationships that are not fully open and they're not honest. And so we strive always to try to make something out of nothing. Yes? Or try to maintain a lie. Which is a thing we do all the time. We're trying to maintain a lie. Yes? Yeah, man. Some women have a very rich man, but beat them regular. Every time I see them have on darkers, you know, in the latest shade of Gaza glasses. Because some of them that call them because Vibes Cartel used to wear them. You know, and we feel that is it. You know, because we don't want to see the black and blue eyes. So every time I say, no, I'm okay. I walk into the door, man. I was going to the bathroom and I don't know what. The door swung and there's a puff of breeze and I hit my eyes right there, just right in my eyes. You know, it's bruised up, but it'll be okay in a while. Everybody knows I lie, I tell. But the fact of the matter is, those are some of the things that we have to navigate. But again, we strive to be a part of a system, a socialization that says to the people around us, honesty is the best policy. That means if you go into a relationship, everybody needs to take off the mask. Quick. We don't need anybody wearing a mask in a 3, 4, 5 years. Yeah, the quicker we come to honesty, the quicker we come to our honest disposition, the better it is. And we see more improvement in the relationship. Yeah? So we're going to talk about relationship today. Not just how people just as in that thing, you know, that's part of stuff. But we're going to talk about open relationship. Yes? What is it that you should do to ensure a healthy and sustainable partnership, friendship, relationship? You understand what I say? Yeah. And of course, we have to be good. We have to exercise good stewardship. Yes, to make sure that the relationship and the friendship and the partnership happen in the way it should. And so, one of the things that we we tend to have problem with early in our relationship is that the core values ensures that your core values such as views on finance and family and religion and fundamental alignment to prevent you have to make sure that them the thing there. Those are the fundamental things. Yes. What are your core values? Yes. Waiting more finance, waiting more family, waiting more religion, waiting more church. You understand what I say? Waiting about those things are important. If you and the person with whom you want to establish this relationship have a total different view, then you will have challenges because you will have a compromise and she compromise. And sometimes we compromise because we figure say the person is a catch and the person rich enough and the person fall within the remit of what we see as the ideal person with just these small baggages. Then we run into it and we suffer in silence. And I'm suggesting to you, say, no, in the very beginning, you have to be very careful. Listen, there's a thing in quality management that says quality don't start with the end product. Quality starts with the raw material that comes into the end product. So if you have a relationship, you have to understand that your relationship the quality that would cause your relationship to continue and to be perpetuated and to have longevity must be of quality from get-go. Honesty must be of quality. Fundamental core values must be there. We must say to one another, integrity, honesty, love, all of the things that is needed, all of the ingredients that are needed for the relationship to work, and it must work in the way that we desire it to work, because we are in a partnership, we're in a relationship, and we are not about to allow that partnership our relationship to be torn apart by misunderstanding and disagreements. You understand me? So those are part of the things that we're trying to work through. And those are part of the things that we need. We need these things, for healthy long-term relationships. Yes? We don't need a friction and ism and schism. Too much of that about already. Too much people marry and they're 6 months, them out of love. Them spend 2 months to do the honeymoon thing, so them take 2 months to have the sex and and then after that, boom, bang, nothing, zero. We have irreconcilable differences. After 6 months, that's crazy. So one of the things, and we have to do our part. Because some of the man I'm going out, kind of look at some woman and say, well, when I nice him, she shape good, woo. She have all the assets from me want, and all the assets from me dream about. In a real life. So part of the thing is that is part of the thing that we need to consider. That we have to have serious consideration. Remember, for a product to be good, all of the input, the ingredients into that product must start with the best quality of everything for that product to be the quality product that you desire. And so it's the same in relationship. You have to have the core values them down. Your values and my values have to coincide. You understand what I say? We can have some different things, yes. Bring a little spice to the relationship, but guess what? The core values, the foundation, the things that undergird this relationship must be intact. We must have it. When I wake up in the night, and I must have it, and when you wake up in the night, you must have it. If I wake up in the morning, I have it, and you must have it too. Those are the core things that we need to ensure are fully aligned before we go into a relationship. Very, very important. You have some wonderful young ladies out here, and you have some men who love play games. Yes? And you have some good men out here, and you have some girls who love play games. You understand me? Some of the monsters that we see today, we create them. Either female or male, we create them. You understand me? Because we play too much game. If you break a girl heart long enough, if sufficient man break her heart, she'll go rogue. And the converse is also true. You break a man heart long enough, him going to go rogue. And I'm going to brand everybody the same thing. Just like woman brand every man the same. Everyone is not the same. And we're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but we are not the same. So that's the first thing. Now the second thing is observe how your partner handles conflict and stress. Yes? Look at his reaction. Yes? To the adversity. Look at what if you can predict it. So if I said this to him, he must flare off the angle and fling two back and fling two to a mash up house. Yes? Or the woman might do the same thing. Okay, some women when them not getting them way, when them don't think you're listening, them destroy everything. So we start rebuild from scratch every time. That don't make no sense. And listen, some of you are talking about this, you know. We have been through some of those foolishness. We have done some of those rubbish. And that's why we reach a place in our mind. We say, no, man, that's stupid. Why am I buy a dresser every 3 months? Because we have argument every 3 months, every 6 months, we buy a new dresser, and no glass to this. No, that's a rubbish. No matter with that. That is not it. And that is not the ideal. And so we have to look at those things, observe. We have to look upon how she handles conflict. You have to look upon how she handles stress, look upon her reaction to adversity. Yes. Is it a predictor of the future behavior that she's going to do or that you're going to do? Because she needs to do the same thing. But we are taught on money. So the man have to understand what we are talking about. But the same thing for women. You have to observe to see these things. We can't say, boy, man, look good and running on him. Like little man, don't Maxfield. The man said, you know, so Paul like that. She said, yeah, man, Paul like him, man. And you see him, Ricky, you saw Ricky clean. A beer brand new mirror. You see him care. See, Honda Civic bus. You ever see the Honda dirty yet? See the rims and on it? Him clean, man. Yo, man, clean. Clean is not the prerequisite for a relationship. Wearing brand name clothes is not a prerequisite for relationship. Driving a nice car where you wipe down every morning, every afternoon, and every night is not a prerequisite for a relationship. So me not care how Ricky clean. And him nice, always shave up. Me not shave, see me, I'm a good boy. But because I'm shave every time, and I'm also good, I mean, I'm white sneakers, I'm white shorts, and in a real life, yes, because she always a good kind of say she always have her hair done and her makeup fine and her eyebrow always fleek and foolishness. Foolishness. Okay. So we have to observe the behavior. We have to observe how they respond to certain things. I mean, I say put them through a ringer like that. But you will see it in a relationship. People will have disagreements. And you will see how people react and respond during these disagreements. Very important. And something that you don't take lightly neither. Because if you are seeing this thing before you get married, then it is time for you to do a reevaluation and see yourself. Some people, I mean, one girl was engaged for 7 years, and the man actually ended up married to somebody else. That don't make sense. All right, it mash up. But 7 years, she should have known that don't make sense neither. 7 years when you pay the mortgage, you pay a mortgage, you get a 7-year mortgage payment, you pay the mortgage, you look at a girl from married to, and she's supposed to know, say, listen, if we can't get married before 7 years, something wrong with that picture. Something wrong with the picture. You understand what I say? Because if we're not supposed to be having sex during that period, then the burn I'm gonna burn. If she's a nice woman, you must say, boy, every day they go home and dream about her. But the bottom line is, so when we say we'll get married, it have to be a clear plan, and it have to be a plan that is not dragged out for too long. Yes? We have set the thing proper and thing, yeah, because when we get married, we not nobody for limp and I'm going to buy the house for them. But the bottom line is, we have to make sure that the plan is there. 7 year, no. All right. So, and the third thing is you have to prioritize emotional intelligence and the ability to communicate openly without resorting to contempt or defensiveness. This is something else that people need to talk about too, because we have a tendency to not be emotionally intelligent. People have a tendency to say, if a man brother boil and I get mad and I go out with their things, and you're going to overthrow like a gas panic and say, yo, and this and yesterday and last year, and every time you look at this and that, no, that don't work out. And you the next minute that man before, I never go answer. No, sir. No. And at any time, you can send in your questions, send in your comments via the WhatsApp. You can do it, voice note it, or you can text it, and we will address whatever concerns. But yeah, we can go back to this. So we have to have emotional intelligence. Very critical in this time. Over people don't have it because them figures said it was gone, you know. Like recently I was watching another podcast, and so there was a number of gentlemen there, and so One man was speaking to a lady, so he called her miss. She said, no, I'm a queen. I'm a queen. And she started behave somewhere, and she dismissed the man. And the man, in a very quiet, silent way, just done her. He must have listened. I hear you, and I hear you trying to give yourself a title. Yes, but a queen should also know that you crown yourself. And besides, a queen is not unless you're a bad queen. Disrespect is not the first thing, that the first order of the day. So why is it that you're being disrespectful? When the man talk, man, Sheffield just turned away and said, there was nothing for her to respond to. The man was correct. She was being disrespectful. She was being very flippant. She was being very, yeah. So the man said, no, man, and you can't call yourself a queen. Somebody have crowned you. Everybody know want to become queen and goddess. Everybody know I'm a goddess, a nice black goddess. Me's a queen, me's a this, me's a empress. Listen, we know who we are. Me's a prince. Me's a member of the royal family, whether I like it or not. You understand what I say? And that's how me is. But me not try with that. Me hate. And so, we are work through a process, and we are doing what we need to do to make the thing work for it. And it's important that we do this, because the more we come to that fullness of that understanding there, is the more we know how to respond to each other in a better way. And the man have to learn these things. Men have to learn these things. You understand me? I say have to learn these things because it's important. It's important. We have too much conflict within men-women relationship, and some of them end with death. I am suggesting to you that we are in a place and a space right now where we can change that paradigm. But it starts right here with these fundamental base things. Relationships are not built on us what we see high level. High level, you see some nice shape, nice breast, nice bottom. Yeah, nice lips, nice eyes, nice look. Your ear fitted thing and ray. We see that, but that's not a relationship based on. That's the gravy. You have to have the meat. Yeah, the entree. You have to have the starch. You have to have the vegetable. You have to have the hors d'oeuvres and the dessert. Yes, I mean, dessert and gravy are not important part of the meat of the meal. They come afterwards. Yes, can help to us. Yeah, they can marinate the rest. But the important part is the entree, is the starch and the vegetable, and of course the hors d'oeuvres. When we're going to start like a soup or whatever, cleanse the palate, set up the your gastric system to appreciate and to fully absorb the nutrients that are coming in the other parts. Yes, so these are it, and this all must be. So don't take light emotional intelligence. Prioritize it. It must be a priority. They will look at how we assess whether or not both share a similar vision for the future. Because some people say them share, but they share nothing. You are with a woman, she don't want the penny, she not tell you. You try to get her pregnant, she not get her pregnant, and then you hear say this, that, not knowing that she's taking, they can't know. The thing when them take for not get pregnant, yeah. Can't remember that thing, yeah, man. Birth control situations. So all of those things are part and parcel of the thing. No. So you and I must have the conversation. Yes. So the vision for the future is not a one person. A man can lead it, but it's not a one person, because a two we know in a relationship, the two shall become one. But a two we and we have worked towards becoming one. So we have to have a common vision for the future, and it includes career goals. It includes lifestyle expectations. It includes those kind of things. We want a family, others to we alone in the world, or is a God and with self, that kind of something. That is part of it too. So it takes conversation for us to come to this. It takes the value, the core values, yes, for us to be able to have a common vision. So the core values must dovetail into each other or be the same. yes, or dovetail into that, mean it enhance it. You know what I mean? It can build upon what is there for us to have common vision. But common vision is important. And then we have to come to our next ship. Because our ship, you know, when you go into a relationship, it's not just one ship, it's a upper ship. And from time to time, different periods of your life, you'll be on that ship or you'll change that ship. So we are now in a relationship, yes? And we are looking forward to consummate that relationship. So the consummation of that relationship requires something else. Because when we consummate that relationship and now we are now building out the life that we desire, that we have the vision for together collectively, then we will we must. As a matter of fact, this is even required before we start this relationship. We have to have this friendship. But the friendship become also important when we go down the line, because what you're going to find is this. You're going to say, listen, if we are friends, then you will know the little issues where we are going to. If we are friends, you'll know these things. If we are friends, you'll find out those things. If we are friends, you'll have discussions about those things. If we are friends, you will know me like, me not like. You know, say, Mr. Man, I like green, I mean, I like whatever, I mean, I like chicken, I mean, I like fish, we like pork, you're going to know these things. And if we know these things prior to, and if we even get to know these things during the building of that relationship, then that will be good, because the friendship is absolutely important for the hard times that will come. Because remember, you know, true relationship, hard times will come. Friendship help you to get over the hardship that is in the relationship. So friendship now becomes another ship we have to jump on to kind of steady yourself and navigate your path, for drive that road, for craft that road through all of these obstacles in the relationship. So friendship is extremely important. And the friendship have to be strong at the base of your romance, as this is the most reliable indicator of marital satisfaction. So when man and woman become friends, yes, and marry and now have a relationship, yes, when the hardship now present itself, then the relationship will have to move to the friendship, so you can basically navigate your way through the hardship, because a friend is made for adversity. There's a man, I try to remember, every time I forget his name. He was a rapper and he went to prison. I don't know where he went to prison for. When him go to prison, like him had a little piece of money, like him had $1 million or something. And so when he went to prison, he had a girlfriend, and apparently the young lady loved him and he loved her. Because the fact that he gave her all the funds that he had meant that he trusted her to the point where he said, listen, either I'm going to scare this money, because, yeah, I think he spent quite a time, quite a stretch in Juliet, yes, in jail, or prison rather. But when he came out, oh my God, that I said relationship goal, we need to find him name, because him and she need to become poster boy and girl for relationship. When he came back out of prison, he was a richer man. The money that he gave her, she increased it exponentially. She was like the person who the king left with the 5 talent, 3 talent, 1 talent. Yeah, he left her with the little talent, and she went out and she multiplied it. Them is together today. She multiplied, and listen, and him can't left her, and she never left him. She multiplied the talent. She multiplied that which was there. She multiplied the thing. No, I'm going to tell you something. That's all it needs to be. Someone want to give them because some of them can't multiply nothing. Them complaints ain't not enough. Them complaints, boy, your work is, we expect for do this, boy. So on top of the thing that them lack the vision, them and them lack the skill set in order to make the thing work, them go disrespectful. You need friendship. You need friendship. Yeah, man, we need it. We need it. We need it because in a relationship, we don't always have sex. Sex is not the only thing in a relationship. There are times in a relationship when you have to sit down and just all a little reason with the wife about some problems you have. There are times you just want to lay down, put your head in her lap and we just sit down and chat and she watch TV and you watch TV too. Or you are on your phone and she watch TV. But two are in the same space. The very fact that you're touching each other brings that kind of calm and comfort to you. You are comfortable. You are very comfortable in where you are at with this woman or this one with you. It's important. Those are the important things. Those are the important things in life. And those are the important things that we should have and that we should ensure that at the end of the day, yeah, I feel you think. So friendship good enough. Yeah, man. A friend is made for adversity. Yes. Yeah, man. A friend is made for adversity. Some of you think say with us, no. In hard times, your friend did it. In your hard times, you have somebody you can talk to. Yeah, you know what I pride myself in? I pride myself in that I have some genuine friends. I pride myself in the fact that there are some people I can call. And when I say a friend, that's a male friend, no, some woman friend, we're a real friend. I'm a G them there. I not tell you. Me have some friend where I'm a G them there, we can talk to them about anything. Me have a friend, she's 75-year-old, we can talk to them about anything. Can hold deep reasoning. You understand me? Me and some young girlfriend, we come like them born out at the time when they for born. Because I know them young, them body, them old in them head. We friend them there. People will correct me. People will straighten me up. People will say, no, you can't do that, I don't do that. Are these things, that the rare, them principle, them very principle, them anchored. You know my love? Them love Jesus too. Them love Jesus too. Them anchored, man. They're solid as a rock. Them bona fide, concrete. You know what I tell you? You have to have good friends. You have some male friends too. Concrete. Yo, we are going to the fire. We know some my head back cover. We are going to the storm, my head back cover. If my job overboard, I'm gonna go chuck over there to see me. They nah John because some man did it and they are them did it. And I saw it operate. If a boy try to do it, me have to step to the boy, me have to step to the that kind of something. Your friend. Born for adversity. Two we go through all the jungle and a bear rush way. Two we got the bear now, two we kill the bear. But somebody got dead tonight. And I know say, me not gonna make my friend just dead by himself. So our bear is coming. Yeah, we have to defend the thing. We have that kind of friendship. And those friendships are real. And they're still real today. I know the younger generation have a different kind of definition for friendship, But friendship must be real. We're not ghost friend. Before we just go link mom and customer and say, yo, you know what food you are going with? You know, say this me all there. And I show you left on the virgin. You know, long me a friend, I had edit you can't do that, cause so and so and so and so. Yeah, we are friends like that. Recently meet up with some of my old friend, my acquaintances them. Yeah. Man like Banks and some more man like Maurice and these people. We know them man never more than 40 years. Some of the man them know for 50 years. Somebody for more than 50 years. everybody and they could get together. We're 60 and over. A little boy thing, a big people thing. You understand what I say? But we have been friends from them time there. You understand till now. And we go around and see them and them need something and we can answer the question. We can answer the question. We can make sure so them eat. We can make sure whatever. If they want money, we can do it. Stretch man. That is what it's all about. Yeah? So it's important. It's very important. It's very important. So me I live upon the friend things. Oh my God. All right. So one of the things too where we need to understand is that some we're in love with the idea of marriage. We like the idea of marriage, but we don't understand marriage. The same thing when we don't understand maturity. We don't understand what it means to be an adult. So enough people run a relationship that they're not ready for because their level of personal maturity and independence It's not there. You understand what I say? Some people think, say, yo, the man make me happy, the woman make me happy. No, them contribute to happiness. If you not find something to make you happy, before them make you happy, or contribute to your happiness, then you're in a trouble. Because remember, you know, we don't always give an 100%, because sometimes we don't have 100% forgive. And that's why when we say we're going to reach 50-50 are foolishness. Relationship is not 50-50. It's 100% and 100%. So if anybody falls short, we still have 100%. So any fall short, the other one buttress it. The angel fall short, the next one buttress it. So it's not 50-50%. It's 100%. Relationship work and 200%. For it to work efficiently and effectively, flawlessly, 200%. But because we are human beings, we fluctuate. Just like how we fluctuate in our productivity level from time to time. So we fluctuate in our levels, in our commitment and so on. And so we are saying that you know have to understand that you have to be at a certain level of maturity. You have to evaluate your level of maturity. Yes? Your level of personal maturity. How am I by myself? You understand me? I say? How am I? Can I be happy by myself? You know, can I handle certain things by myself? You have to understand that it's not just about sex. Some people are interested, they're in love with the idea of marriage, primarily because we can get some sex, because we have a license of a drive. But until that, we're in a trouble. But nevertheless, you must know as a man in particular, and also as a woman, if a woman is on here, she can hear this too. Where am I in my level of maturity? When the sex done, when the oh baby I love you and all them freaky thing done, when that done, and the rubber meets the road, and bills need to be paid, and the plans that we laid about our future, all the fairy tale romance, the Barbie and the Ken and romance, and we're going to build this castle in the sky. When no sex now go on and work need to go on because food need to go up on the table, how will it be? Your personal level of maturity will determine that. So we have to be mature. We have to evaluate yourself. And you have to take some serious decision. Am I ready? Am I at the place? Is this my place? Should I be here? Those questions must be answered. And they must be answered in a way that will allow for us to say yes or nay to what we are going to go forward. If it's a nay, then you take a little rest and wait till you reach that level before you talk about marriage and relationship. Save yourself a world of hurt. A young lady once told me, love her to death. Young, she shot, so liquid and shot. We were talking about relationship, and I was talking about she was talking about somebody who had expressed an interest in her. But when she did the background work and she did all of that, she said, you know, it was as if he was in a relationship that wasn't going very well, and you know he's looking to move out. He was looking to do something else. Yeah, we don't know exactly what they want to do, but they want to do something else. And so she, you know, became the person that was, yeah, him eyeball. She said, no, I can't bother that, Mr. Prince. I said, why? Because you keep saying that you're lonely and yet you want companionship. She said, no, she can't bother that. So I asked her why. And she told me without even, she never blink, she never itch. She said, listen, I'd rather be lonely than be brokenhearted. I can live with the pain of loneliness even more than I can live with the pain of having a broken heart. Yo, the girl thing gone up top. I tell you, yo, I say, she take off. In my eyes, I say, yo, me don't know if her granny should grow it, because all the old people have them them live like wisdom, you know, on the old people have them live like wisdom, you know. I said to her, that's right. That is right. Because the broken heart now come down with more regrets than you can manage. Yo, she's alive today. She's doing well. She's working. Yeah, she's not married yet. But me know say the same values that she have then, she still have them now. And we are waiting for the wedding. Come here, go to the wedding. Push comes from me, I'll MC the wedding for her. But that was just so deep and correct. And we couldn't say nothing but, girl, your thing gone. Up, tall, like 7. Yeah, man. But after that kind of thing, it's like some people get caught in a trap, like a man in my court a girl and thing, and you know, there's an opportunity, and she has said, you know, we need to get the thing done, you know, make a sample the thing and all these things, and him feel obligated to do this, knowing that Film Valley has to listen, no sense of marriage, but because him don't want them say, yo, you're soft, yo, you pump man, yo, lay all the thing, yeah, you know, him jumping at it, and we are saying no, we are saying we have to get turn up like man, all with energy, all with space, different with thing. Those are part and parcel of the growth of the human and the relationship. And again, when we done this quick, I remember jump on some more things. So that's a part of the thing what we need to do. The whole maturity thing. Yes? You have to pay attention to how she treat others, particularly people who serve her, or those who should perceive her having less power. So that's also important, because what we have now, some woman on some power trip. Hold on, let me chuck pass. We have some woman on some power trip, as well as you have some man on some power trip. You have some man because them have their money, them treat people like property. People in a property. You know, and that's why I have vexed with most of the brain now. Because the master boy, man, people want some man for come home because we have this kind of birth rate. Like say me, say I'll be a cow down here, and you send for some brood sat now for breed the whole population. That's not right. You know what I'm saying? And some more we understand this. We can't treat people like property. We can't treat people like cattle. We can't treat people them way there. And sometimes it is revealed to us before. When we see how people treat people who serve them, when we see people go to a restaurant and how them talk to the waiter, the waitress, those things must be markers in our mind. You understand me? And the worst thing about it, when we always wonder, is why is it that people treat the people who serve them, the critical things that them need, like dogs? Why? Why would you talk on to somebody who's serving your food when they can spit in your food before they get mixed up, make it look like gravy? Why? Why would you talk to somebody and disrespect them and treat them like nothing, and them are hungry or personal things them? The people may clean a room, I cook for your husband and your wife, your husband and your picnic, and I clean your house, and I do this, and I make sure, say, you know, nobody broke your house and tear down your house and mash up your house and plunder your place. Why is it that we believe that we can treat those people so? Something wrong with that picture. And so as we go through and we look at people, we are evaluating them. That's before we reach relationship. We evaluate. We are date, but we evaluate. Yes? And we evaluate to make sure, say, that's all the things we look for. And if we see them, we take a note of them. How to treat other people. Or the converse is true, or him treat other people. Him treat them like property, him talk to them like dog, him behave like him have no conscience, him behave like him have no sympathy, him behave like him have, yeah? Those are some of the things that we need to look forward. Look for those things before we jump in without the life jacket, before we chuck in without nothing we can help us to come back unless we're going to pass we out. You understand me? Broke and mash up. We have to look for these things. And then we have to ensure that there is mutual support for individual growth, meaning that both of we must encourage each other to pursue personal passions outside of the relationship. We have to do that. It's like group of people sit down and let's hold a little end, and guess what them do now? Them allow them spouse, them partner to go improve themselves. So what you find that the partners are improving and the other one not improving. And it's not that we're going to go in the same direction. It don't mean that we have to see everybody have a master's and PhD. No, that don't mean. But self-improvement is also important, because what you find very often, and we have found this in the last 10 to 20 years, and we need, I think our research was done on it, and we need to reevaluate and do our next research. During the 80s and 90s, women went back to school in droves. They improved themselves and they never just stopped. They improved themselves and they became qualified. No, basically, middle management is 99% women, and they are now taking over CEO positions. What you find happening in this now, they know, some of them believe that the man that they are with is not at their level, and it is causing problem in relationships, in marriage, because the wife is so much more qualified and accomplishing so much more than the man who never take the opportunity to do it. So we have to encourage each other to pursue personal passions outside our relationship. Extremely, extremely important. We have to recognize that marriage is a commitment to work through challenges together and ensure that both are willing to seek professional guidance if each away, you understand me, have issues. We have to get professional guidance so we can reach. That's why if we reach an impasse, them can give us some new skill sets to work it through. More a man full of proud and full of himself, so they don't want nobody know say things not going good a yard. Enough woman does mouth and massive, so everybody knows that things not going good a yard. And so we have a challenge there. So we have a challenge in how we interpret, or we faster, or we try to work through the process. And I'm over my time, but I'm going to wrap up this right now. We have these things going on. We'll have these things, and we'll figure out, so we know. Remember, you don't have no manual. Remember, the only thing we have are people's personal testimony and experiences over millennia. We have these things. We have those who we see as perfect in their relationship. You'll be surprised what they have gone through to reach this place. And they can actually give you some information, show you how they navigate it. Your thing might be different, but the strategy they use might be able to help you to navigate your own. We must have respectful conversations. We must be able to go to people like our pastors and our psychologists or counselors and ask for some help. Sometimes it's difficult. When a man not coming home. I remember one deacon told me many years ago. He said, "Where you work?" I said, "West Indies class." He said, "Hey, all the work." I said, "Well, the shift work, so sometimes if I have 3-4 days, I not do home, at night. So I really see the wife until I come home. And if I come home early enough, I might see her when she go to work. If not, I come to the empty house and thing." He said, "No, boy, that is not good for you. That's not good for you. That's not good for you." In other words, I'm not saying in the no lingua, you must say, "Oh, mind other man eat your food." Because guess I know, you just get married, no, you leave the wife alone, she just spend more alone time, yes, while you do outer bush. You understand what I say? I do work, but the fact of the matter is, remember, their needs to be met. You understand what I say? When they say that to me still on all our meds. I can tell the truth, I never leave the work. But me know that at some point in time in my life, shift work and me on work. Yeah, I said, shift work. You understand what I say? Yeah, man. So what I'm saying to you, you might find some books with some experiences. We might write books, like the 7 Principles of Making a Marriage Work, like Gary Chapman, the 5 love languages, the Secret to Love That Lasts, or you can say Brown and Brain and Brown, daring greatly, how they the courage to be vulnerable, transform the way we live, love, parent, and lead. Those are good books, giving a different perspective on relationships, giving a different perspective on how we can better able to do the things. And guess what? And there are more books were written, not by these men, but by you and me. There are more books were written because our own experiences would have taught us some things, new things that we can add now to the body of knowledge that we have to help persons in their relationships. It's important. And relationship not a joke thing. It's not about having 24 people in a bridal party and going broke after you're married. You understand what I say? You just spend $1 million on the wedding and the bride and you feed the whole multitude and the whole village and they go hungry. No, that's not what it's about. That's not what it's about. It's about coming together. It's about family, yes, but it's also about our future. It's about what we plan next. What is it that we have on our minds? What is it that we have together? Together we have discussed, and together we have decided upon. What more is it? Where this relationship will lead us? What are the things that we'll accomplish as a result of this relationship? Let me tell you something. A research was done many years ago, and the research indicated that people who grew up in the nuclear family structure, their children in general operated better, behaved better, accomplished more than those who were grown in single parent family household. It's not that some single family parent household don't bring forth good people, That's not what it was saying. It's just saying, though, as a general rule coming out of the research, these people are more stable, and their possibility or their probability of them succeeding is greater because of the kind of family that they have. Yes? Why did I say this? Because it starts from the relationship. It starts from the friendship. It starts from the partnership. Remember, I said to you, in quality assurance manuals and in quality assurance program, it doesn't start with the end product. Quality starts with the input, the ingredients that you're putting together to make the end product. And so it is with relationship. You want good, strong relationship, you need to have good, strong input, good, strong selection, good, strong whatever else that we need. The machinery needs to be good and strong for all that to come together to make it work, to fashion the kind of product that you would want at the end of your day. And those are things that I think we need. Now, quickly, there are persons going through some difficult times right now. There are men who have find it difficult and don't understand a woman. After 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, we're together. We're not compatible. We're not communicating. We're quarreling all the time. It is time for somebody to step back. And it's not a sign of weakness when men step back. And that is so true. We don't know the true meaning of marriage. Because we think, as I said, for we marriages that are free sex. We have a license now if you have sex. License for drive. But marriage takes work. Marriage takes planning, and it takes work. It's a decision. Every day it's a decision that you must take. You understand what I say? It's not fall in love. It's a side that you are the woman I want to spend the rest of my life with, and you said you are the man I want to spend the rest of my life with, and together we work through it to make it happen. Together we work through it to fashion the kind of life that we want. It is, listen, we need to understand what things mean. For true, yes, we don't know the meaning of marriage. We like the fanfare. We like the new suit. We like the food. We like the ceremony. We like the pictures. Them. Listen, the man might do that new thing, The pictures them out of this world. The picture them of a perfect before them posted. You understand what I say? Poster perfect pictures. Those are the things that happen right now. But I'm suggesting to us right now that when you are in an impasse, you have to step back. Marriages and relationships were not made to disintegrate. And that is why when we take the vow, we said, till death do us part. What God has joined together, let no man, no woman, no side chick, side end, no Joe Grind, no Leroy shall come together and make asunder. None of those things. You understand what I say? This was not designed that way. God made provision because so we're not forgiving. Check, sent mark. And that will tell you when they ask him the question about divorce, and Jesus tell them what it means. You understand what I say? But what it requires then is for us to come to a deeper understanding as to what marriage must be and is. And if we do have all of the answers, then we need to find somebody with answers. If we do have all the answers, then we need to find somebody at church who can sit us down and talk to us about it. As I said to you, I was emceeing a wedding some time ago, and I said to the gentleman, I know you work hard now, but you have to take some time for yourself. You see what I mean? I said, you have to take some time for yourself, bro. So what I mean? I said, take some time for yourself. That means you can't work. So sometimes you need to take some rest. Take a little day off. You understand me? Because we will not be able to answer the call all the time. Everybody who was 40 and over Laugh. I said, that is right. But the mother normally tell him that. I said, listen, sometimes you get tired of when you get when she touch you and say, babes, asleep, you're asleep. You can't turn duck off and answers. So you have to keep up yourself. You understand me? So your maintenance of your health and those things are critical to you as well as critical to her. It's important. And so we must work through the process together to make it happen. We have to work through the process together to make sure that at the end of the day, everything what we desire to have happen, it will happen. And so remember, this is not a wish, it's not a dream. If it's a dream and not write down, if it's a dream and not have no timeline, if it's a dream and not have no objective, then basically that dream is just a dream. But as people of God and men and women who God created to multiply and replenish the earth, we have to know in ourselves exactly how we are going to approach the things that we need to approach and how. It take work. Relationship take work. As I say, remember, friendship, relationship. You understand me? I say? Then we have partnership. Then, of course, hardship will come in. You understand me? I say? So we have to understand which boat we depend. And we have to understand how we navigate the spaces that we are at. If you're going through hardship, then you need to know which boat you're going to depend now to navigate hardship. Because you need friendship. You understand me? I say? Because you already have the relationship. You understand me? I say? So the bottom line is we have to now find a way to work through the thing. You don't have all the information, neither do I. Collectively, though, we have more than individual would have. And so collectively, we can navigate the space. We can teach you how to navigate the space. We can give you some skills that allow you to navigate and to make better choices and to, of course, sustain your marriages. It's important. This thing of divorce, as some come up and some go wrong, is not right. It's not right. We have several persons who have been married several times. Listen, remember, who you join yourself with, them is a party, Who you join yourself is a party, So if you have been joined to 100 women, then 100 women is a party, And sometimes them spirit them left in you, worse than dopey with upon people. Because they would have broken your time and time again. Your heart would have been minced up, whether a woman or a man. The man mash up your heart, him step on it, him rub it out, and then you go with that brokenness into another relationship. Make it even more brokenness her, if there's such a word. You understand what I say? And so those things now don't make good environment to establish the kind of long-term, beautiful, effective relationship that we call marriage. No, those environments doesn't foster that kind of growth and development. And then sometimes we don't even go back to scriptures to understand what scriptures are saying about this thing. We figure so true, we're a big man, we know, and you're a big woman, so you won't know, and you're not taking a chat, and me not taking a chat, and nobody not taking a chat. And we tear apart the thing that God gave us that could be beautiful. We could become the next poster child for relationship goals. But because we're hard, because we don't even know everything, because we're full of ourselves, because we don't want to humble, we don't want to step back, we don't have the emotional intelligence, and some of we're not mature enough to even enter into relationship. But because we want some sex, we say yes. But sex does not a relationship make. And a sexy body, nice pretty face, nice lips, pretty eye, tall, nice eyelash, and clean skin like milk or butter or caramel or chocolate, those things do not make relationship. That is gravy. Tell me about the meat, tell me about the yummy banana, tell me about the rice, tell me about the vegetable, tell me about the hors d'oeuvre, tell me about the soup you get before. Yeah, I said. And that is why we ask people to be counselled before they get them married. And we hope that the counselors are going in depth and understand, no, man, what did you get for 2 years? No, man, they don't make it, man. Everything good. You working, she working. No, that's not all things go good. It take plan. Let's open the planning to make this thing good. Open to understand what you're not engaging in. I hope you know. I hope you understand what you're committed yourself to, because you have committed yourself to this woman. She's a wonderful woman, and she wants these things, and so on and so. What is that you are going to do? Men gonna feel don't about true if they admit that the relationship needed. But understand that. But guess what? If you love the woman, that won't matter. Men feel people are looking upon them, but that won't matter. And listen, no man know when me I talk to some man about with them relationship. Me go through them things. Me go through them things. Me go through it. Me go through the hardship. Me go through the thing. Me go through my own errors and mistakes when me just started out. You think me thinking I'm perfect? No, it's a perfection. You can't chat somebody else. Me never perfect. And we went through some stuff, and going through those stuff, we learn from them. Because one thing was sure, what would Jesus do? What the Bible say? That's the somewhere we tell ourselves all the time. Me and the article, well, beg your pardon, me and my partner would have had disagreements. And so we have said, so where Jesus has said, is that Jesus has said to me? Where Jesus has said, where Jesus tell me? So we had Jesus as our anchor. We had our relationship with God as our anchor. Some people don't have that relationship with God, so you need to get a relationship that is so firm, that is so anchored, that you will not stray far from that particular foundation. And that's something we have a conversation about that too, you know. Because men need to understand that when you give your life to the Lord, they don't mean you're weak. When you have conversation about relationship and the things that you can't find the answers to as a man, you want a solution, you can't find a solution. Because every time you try something's go wrong. Those things, it is not wrong that you should have those things doing. Or that you can ask a question. Beg your pardon. I don't know what's up there. Yeah, man. So there are things happening, and we must make sure that at the end of the day, we are fully equipped to maximize all the benefits that should come through relationship. And that includes our love life supposed to go, our family supposed to be strong, our finances supposed to be firm, and the future together we be able to face the future, whatever comes. Those are some of the things that we need to do. This is not a 6 month, 3 month, 1 year event. So the big baga no mean nothing if you can't have understanding, if you can't have kind words, if you can't have the kind of amicable discussions and disposition that require us moving forward. No, it doesn't matter. And so let us talk. Find someone to talk to. Find an elder to talk to. Find a psychologist to talk to. Find a counselor to talk to. Find someone to talk. As we strive to become better men. Yes? Carrying out our role, our God-given role, according to the will and purpose of the Most High God. It's another evening, and this is Man Talk. I got a Mancave, was really Man Talk, but Mancave. So, yes. So, have a wonderful Sunday evening. It was good having you. All my friends who participated, yes. It was good having you. We like the conversation, so we want more conversations. Look out for those things that are coming. Remember, we have merch coming up. We have walked off coming up. We're going to do one of this podcast from the kitchen. You know what I mean? Because the man have to shove up them thing. And so we're going to do, Mother's Day coming up too. So, we might do it for Mother's Day. So you can, we got send out the thing, man. So we send out the recipe, we give it a shopping list, and say at that time, you make sure you get all these ingredients. Tell them don't chop nothing in the fridge, because you want them where them is at, and you can make a special thing for your wife, and the mothers. Yeah, man, them going to know some man can cook. Some man have the thing, Yeah, man can chef it up. So I think we need to do those things. So we're looking forward to that. So bless you. It's another Sunday evening. And it was good to just have the conversation with you and share the information, And we hope the information is being utilized, because it's not just about gathering information, it's about utilization of information. so we can become the man that we desire, that God requires us to be. Mancave. And you know what, we'll take you out with the usual, with our usual intro and exit situation. You know, want to big up we take too, you know. Yeah, man. Our technicians is very adept at these things. To be quite frank, you know, I probably she needs probably run a course that I can take so I can be as good as her at this. You know, without her, I would be like a fish out water. Well, a fish out of water because she's technically sound. Yeah, man. Take it away, Tech. Bless you. Just a quick one before we close off. Remember again, we have walk it off. Walk it off going to take place. We're walking from the Evangel Temple. I've not yet discussed this matter with my bishop, so I will discuss with him. We'll gather there and we walk down to Fort Clarence and back. We'll be having conversations, we'll be having prayer, praying for the men, you know, asking God to strengthen them and so on. And we are trying to work out a date for that. So we can, what we're going to do is to partner with the men's fellowship at Evangel Temple, and we do this. As I said, I need to have a conversation with my bishop, just to make sure everything is everything. We'll also be having another walk it off at Emancipation Park. So we'll come together there and we'll do a couple of rounds. You know, that's trying to get fit, but you know, being fit is also important. So, you know, we do that. Hopefully we'll have some merch before that. And so, you know, we'll know ourselves. You know, we are men, kingdom men. So I want to tell you, the end result and goal for all of this, you know, is that we'll be men of the kingdom of God. And that means we will now become those who lead. We now become those who advise, who assist, who help, yes, other men to grow. You know, there's a scripture that says the women, older women need to teach younger women, you know, and so these are the older men supposed to teach younger men, and they must know that God has been good to us and be good to them too. And so we're going to work through the process so that all of us can be lifted, because rising tide lift all the ships. Another some ship, every ship we're in the harbor, when the tide come in, them will lift. And so it is that we will be the rising tide that lift all the ships. Yes, look forward to that. I look forward, of course, to our broadcast from the kitchen. Yes, we're going to that. And we have a broadcast from the barbershop coming up as well. So working through those things in terms of space, in terms of making sure that all the conversations take place before we enter into those things. And you know what would be beautiful? And I'm going to check my brethren in Japan, because it would also be good if we do the thing from the kitchen, and the coconut kitchen would also be a part. I mean, we broadcast it on the coconut kitchen, like we did when we were jerking that pig. You know what I mean? Using all the traditional methods and so on. So, you know, we have some fun times coming up, and there's some good times coming up. If you have any skills that you want to showcase, let us know too, so we can, you know, you'll get a spotlight in the studio, and so you'll be able to now discuss with the men exactly the things that we want to happen together. You know, we'll also be having, and I'm planning this. My bishop and I have had the conversation. We need to have more the details. We'll be having a series of seminar for men. Everybody can come, but we are targeting the men in particular. And so we have asked. I've had conversation with Crypto Jamaica, because you know crypto is not fiat money, but it's money, it's value, and a number it have been traded and so on. When they go into the FXR, you're going to trade cryptocurrency. You know, people are becoming wealthy, and people are becoming sustained through those areas. We want to introduce it so that you will understand it, And so when it is imposed, if it is imposed upon us, if we are not naked, we are not left behind and just trying to catch up. We must know what is coming before it comes, so that at the end of the day we can maximize it until it is in full effect. And so we want to look at that. So we're looking at kingdom money, we're looking at cryptocurrency, we're looking at a relationship and family, we're looking at purpose. Yes, your purpose, my purpose. So we're looking at purpose. So there's 3 seminars coming up. And again, we're looking to hammer out the best days for those seminars, so that the men will be fully equipped to make the things that need to happen. So look forward to it. Look forward to it, and we'll be here. We'll be here to make sure it happens. All right, as long as God give us breath, and as long as He tarries, it will happen. So bless you one more time, and I'm out of here. Mancave. Okay, we have like a technical difficulty there. I think might have some internet challenges.